Dimitrios Kalivas was a man who, from a young age, always had a drive to go exploring. He was born in Greece and grew up in the town of Arta. Times were tough. They did not have many luxuries. He grew up fairly simply with his parents, who were farmers. He helped with the farming from a very young age. On this farm they grew corn, oranges, and lemons. There were several wars throughout his childhood and they had to make do with very little. By the time he was 18, all of the conflicts had ended. But as was the law in Greece, he was drafted into the army for 2 years. He was assigned to the Air Force, where he worked at supplying fuel and other maintenance to the airplanes. When Dimitri was 23 years old, their family neighbor thought that her sister, Thalia, might be a good match for him. They met as pen pals and wrote to each other for years before meeting. Thalia traveled to Greece with her family in order to meet him in person for the first time. The two wanted to see if they would like each other's presence and if they would get along and make a good match. Within a few weeks, the two got engaged and then married the following month. The two clearly liked each other and got along, as did the two families. 3 months after marrying Thalia, Dimitrios came to America in November of 1962. He traveled by boat to New York City and he lived in a one-bedroom apartment in Hell's Kitchen. He was the first person from his hometown to leave his town and come to America. Dimitrios' family from Greece helped him get a job at Horn & Hardart. Horn & Hardart was an automat for food which was popular at the time. At the time, Dimitrios only had an education of a 6th grader. He went to night school to slowly learn English while he worked hard and saved his money. Dimitrios used the money he had saved up to buy a house in the suburbs with Thalia, as well as open up his own restaurant, Lollipop's Diner. Dimitrios' family in Greece had deeply been missing him, for he had not been able to see them for 11 years, until he had finally saved up enough money to take Thalia and his 2 daughters to Greece for 3 weeks. Having arrived back in his town of Arta, Dimitrios had a tough time being in his old town, purely because everything was so different from the small town that he had remembered growing up. Even though Dimitrios lived so far away from his parents and his brothers, he would always send his family money in order to help them, no matter how tight Dimitrios' money situation was. It was after visiting Greece again for the first time that Dimitrios had realized that he was extremely comfortable with the lifestyle that he had created for himself back in America.